Lot to cover. Here we go.
77 is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
It sure is. Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday, the once in 4 year, February 29th, 2024. We've got a lot to cover, a lot to get into. Letitia James has lost her mind, and we're going to get to that. And a lot of other crazy things have happened. Well, since I went to bed last night, there's a lot of things we're going to cover and take your calls at 1-888-465-2631. Okay, so we got an Illinois judge who's taken Trump off the ballot in Illinois. This is the primary ballot. And let me read this just a little bit. An Illinois judge has ruled that Donald Trump engaged in insurrection. You know, how can you just decide that? There's something called a system of justice where someone's charged, right? They're arrested, they're prosecuted, they're tried. There's a jury verdict, and then a jury decides who's guilty and who's innocent. Now we've got judges who just yep, you're guilty. Oh, well, hey. I guess that would save on a lot of government expense. Who needs all those courtrooms and juries and all that stuff? An Illinois judge has ruled that Donald Trump engaged in insurrection and has barred him from the Illinois state primary ballot. Two other states, Colorado and Maine, have removed Trump from their primary ballots for violating a Fourth Amendment insurrection clause. The final outcome will be decided by the Supreme Court. And, you know, this primary in Illinois is on March 19th. Now, the Illinois judge put the ruling on hold pending an appeal. So I imagine the ballots have already been printed. They have Ron DeSantis on the ballot in Florida in the primary, and that's not until like the summer. So I'm sure he's still on the ballot. You know, there's a lot of things in play here that really, I want to talk about that people don't want to talk about. You look at what's going on here. This Illinois judge, Letitia James, Judge Chunkin in the D.C. J6 case, and Fani Willis. Other than being female and Democrats, what do they have in common? So simple. I'm not going to troll for calls on this. They're black women, liberal black Democrat women. And they're all a disgrace to Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and all those who spent over 100 years fighting for civil rights in this country. These are disgusting people, and let me tell you why I say that. You know, after the slaves were freed, there was over 100 years of terror going on against blacks in this country, and it was done with corrupt prosecutors, corrupt sheriffs, corrupt judges. You know, a bunch of white guys, Democrats, would go and murder a black man. They'd have all the evidence in the world, even eyewitnesses. Judge, dismiss it. And one of the biggest battles in the civil rights era was against, now, they call it institutionalized racism today, but to stop the misuse of government offices and law enforcement to discriminate against people that those Democrats didn't like. Back in those days, Jim Crow, it was black people. Now, all those Democrats are at it again. There's just a racial reversal. And when you have these judges who are misusing their offices, their bench, their enforcement powers, their whatever powers they have, how is that legitimate? You know, what we really have, I tell you, it's really sick. We have, and I don't like talking about this. I don't even like discussing it because it's not pleasant. But it's got to be discussed. Liberal blacks are racist and hate white people. liberal blacks are racist and hate white people and want to discriminate against white people. You know, Joy Reid went on a rant the other day online. I played it on my podcast. I've not played it on the radio here. Maybe I will today. But you see this, you know, in liberal circles today. They believe that the time for anyone who is white to have a voice is over for some reason. They've decided this. And they don't think white people should have a voice whatsoever in this country for a bunch of past injustices that none of us have ever been a part of or experienced. And they believe just being white with an opinion is too uppity and you're racist and you should be silenced. And through their bigotry, it's, you know, racism is a really sad thing. When I first moved to Florida, I lived in Okeechobee, Florida, because my grandparents had retired there. My father lived there. And there was some of that racism still going around. Blacks couldn't go out at night in the town. I'm sure they can today, but this was in the early 80s. Blacks couldn't go out to restaurants and things at night. Oh, they could, but there were consequences. And everybody knew it in town. It was terrible. I couldn't believe. You know, coming from Ohio, seeing such things. You know, and even when I moved to Fort Lauderdale and I was in high school, I got my first job at Publix when I was in like 9th or 10th grade. If a black family came in, the managers would follow them around the store. You know, and these were guys that grew up in the 50s and 60s, hardcore racist. And we'd gotten past that in this country. And now we have liberal blacks who hate white people like the plague and want to oppress, hurt, wound, discriminate against white people and feel totally justified in doing it. And it's a terrible thing. You hear it with some of the people that call this show. You know, and it's really sick. And bigotry, you can't rationalize hate. You can't rationalize racism. There's no rationalizing of it. I mean, these are just no matter what the person's background is, if they're white and hate blacks or black and hate white, whatever the breakdown is, you can't make sense of that ugly nonsense. All right? But they view the MAGA movement as a white supremacist organization, and in large part they do that because, well, you know, it's not just Obama. Everyone wants to blame Obama, and he's got a lot of blame. But, you know, I remember, and this is an important thing, I often say the golden age of radio was the O.J. Simpson murder trial. That was an amazing time in radio. And the way that it was a 9-month trial, but it was a year, right? We had the murders, we had the chase, we had the pre-trial hearing, and then we had the trial. And it was crazy. And, you know, I grew up as a fan of O.J. And the way, I remember when the murders happened, the chase, the pre-trial, and even the very beginnings of the trial, black callers were like, oh, there's no way O.J. Simpson did that. There's just no, I had a hard time believing it growing up with this guy. You know, O.J. didn't do it. This is terrible. I don't know how is this possible? And then as the evidence came in the courtroom, on a dime, the black callers that were calling this is the longest running radio show, so we got a lot of history here. But on a dime, the callers changed. It was like one day we came in, and there was a complete change. And it went from, there's no way O.J. could do this, to, yeah, he did it, but so what? Whites have been getting away with killing black people for 400 years, so 2 for us is okay. I'm not kidding. That's how we got acquitted. And when that verdict came in, those of you that remember the O.J. Simpson verdict, there's, you know, the O.J. Simpson era, when we were on verdict watch, CNN had a split screen. On one side of the screen, they had Judge Ito's courtroom with O.J. and his scummy dream team, you know, And then on the other side of the screen, they had students at Howard University's law school who were watching CNN Live. There was so much evidence against, this guy was as guilty could be, with evidence all over the place. Okay? And when that not guilty verdict came in, those Howard University law students on CNN jumped for joy, celebrating. You remember that? Right. Even OJ's own lawyers, Robert Kardashian, Kim Kardashian's dad, was in shock at the verdict. Remember the look on his face? But those Howard University students that were cheering the acquittal of a man who murdered 2 white people that they knew was guilty, but they hate whites, those students, that was what, 1995? They're judges now. Federal judges. They're prosecutors. They're law professors. They're deputy attorney generals of the United States. They're state attorney generals. You understand what I mean? And here we are a few decades past these things, and these hardcore anti-white, racist, liberal black people now are running courtrooms, justice departments and such, police departments, and look what they're doing. They're doing to whites what Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks were fighting against in the 50s and 60s. And they don't even see it because they're consumed with their racial hatred. And you see it. Fannie Willis, all kinds of trouble she's in. Video came out, I think I mentioned this to Steve yesterday, a video came out of her father calling white people crackers. He was talking about white people in ways, oh my goodness. That's who raised her. But it's not being shared anywhere, is it? No. Because there's an agenda going on here. But this is, what's going on in our legal system against President Trump is anti-white, liberal, black racism. Let's just call it what it is. Don't try to intellectualize any of this. It's what it is. Let's hear your thoughts on this. Agree or disagree at 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, of course, no matter where you're listening. My name is Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, this is Pedro with Florida Cash Home Buyers. We're looking to buy more houses here in South Florida and would love to make you a no-obligation cash offer on them.
I had to adjust the camera, guys. Oh, man, I tell you. That's just where we are in this country today. It's not good. It's the way it is. We got to deal with what's here and what's real. I had to readjust the camera angle, guys, so sorry about that. I'll be back shortly. All right.
This is John, CFO at Lighthouse Medical Center. Our hormone optimization therapy programs have helped so many people get back to feeling the way they did in their 20s. They're full of energy after a long day, reduced their risk of heart disease, sexual vigor and excitement are great, sleeping the way they should without disturbances, and reducing their symptoms of aging. Our all-natural hormone optimization therapy is precise, easy, and effective from day one. Office visits are usually less than 5 times per year, and the cost is only $150 per month for most patients. Let our medical team get you optimized personalized medical care and being treated like family feels like. Call us at 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. Or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today.
Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at...
All right, 22 minutes after the hour. Free shipping continues at MyPillow.com. The MyPillow towel sets, which I dry my body off with each morning, just $29.98. That MyPillow towels are amazing. Amazing. Their towels, like Mike Lindell says, actually work just $29.98. Free shipping, of course, with our promo code Kane at checkout. Free shipping site-wide, by the way, on everything. The Giza Dream Sheets, $59.98. These are unbelievable. 100% Giza cotton, the MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. I have these. They keep you warm and toasty in the winter, and they keep you cool during the hot summer months. But that's site-wide, okay? It's free shipping on everything at MyPillow.com site-wide. All right, our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And, one last thing about this. I don't want to hear any more crap about institutionalized racism from the left, okay? President Trump is being oppressed by women and minorities in large part here. So what's all this institutionalized racism? Get out of the 1920s. My goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Montana, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Refresh my memory. There's so much going on. I don't keep track. But didn't the FBI clear Trump on the J6?
Yeah, he's been cleared time and time again. Well, by the way, he's never been charged with anything. Let's say he's never been charged or tried. But the FBI, Liz Cheney's Kangaroo Committee, all of them said he did not take part in an insurrection. So judges just decide now.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's just their anger and hatred.
Yeah.
It's Trump. Yeah.
Well, it's not Trump. Their anger and hatred is towards the people of this country having a voice in how this country is governed.
But yeah, it's hard to keep remembering everything because it just keeps changing.
Well, no, don't worry. I remember everything. Now, there's one guy who's a real piece of work. But in Florida, we have a Florida dialect. Work is spelled with an S and ends in a T. But he's a real piece of work. Mitt Romney. What a scumbucket Mitt Romney is. Another one of these snakes, just like George Bush. And I know I voted for him when he ran for president against Obama. And I know all Republicans did. We didn't know what this guy was like. But he's a real piece of work now, and he was given an interview, and this guy, here's a guy who has worked for nothing in his life and earned nothing. He inherited everything, including government offices, right? I mean, that's the way it is. And nothing wrong with that. People are lucky and blessed and are born into good families where they inherit things. All right, that's fine. But they hate people that make it. And Mitt Romney... Well, just let me play the clip. This is him. Question, would you vote for Trump over Biden? They ask him. Listen to this.
Would you vote for Donald Trump over Joe Biden?
No, absolutely not. I mean, for me, there are two factors in deciding who I want to have as the leader of my country.
Isn't it nice? It's Mitt Romney's country. I thought it was all of our country. It's his country. This guy, let me tell you, when he was running for president, the left had terrible accusations against this jerk. And not just me, conservatives around the country defended this guy. And remember this story about him and his dog? It came out that Mitt Romney, he used to travel with his family in the family station wagon, and they didn't let the dog in the car. They had a dog carrier that was on top of the car and where the luggage rack goes, and he drove around the country with his family with the dog on the roof of his car. I'm not kidding. And conservatives we all defended him for it. I mean, it was a special, and in my defense, and I wasn't the only one, Hannity and Rush and everybody else was defending him too. Believe it or not, there is a dog carrier that is meant for dogs to travel on top of the cars. I never have put anything in a luggage rack because I don't trust myself to buckle it down and it not fly over the highway. So I certainly wouldn't put a dog in one. What were some of the other things? Oh, yeah, the Mormon Church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, do you know they did not allow blacks to become leaders in the church until 1978? And this is the church that Mitt Romney was born into. His family is practically a founding member of the church. And conservatives had to defend him for that. And, the funniest one is when they went and interviewed his garbage men at one of his many mansions in California, and CNN did this very extensive street interview with his trash men, asking them if he's ever thanked them for doing the hard work. It was very bizarre. We actually had Mitt Romney at Wings Plus. And when we had, we've had a lot of people at Wings Plus, okay, over the years, all the top political people. I have never seen a line of Republican women lined up to meet someone like I saw Mitt Romney. They were lined up, I'm telling you, almost to the end of the strip center that Wings Plus is in, just women who wanted to get close to him because women had a thing for Mitt Romney. And now you hear this. So let me play the rest of it. He's a real piece of work. Him and his and Ronna Romney McDaniel.
Would you vote for Donald Trump over Joe Biden?
No, absolutely not. I mean, for me, there are two factors in deciding who I want to have as the leader of my country and the person who is the example of the president for my kids and my grandkids. One is their position and policies. And on foreign policy, I'm not aligned with Donald Trump, at least as I understand his policy. On domestic policy, yeah, I align with many of his domestic policies. But there's another dimension besides policy, and that's character. And I think what America is as a nation, what has allowed us to be the most powerful nation on earth and the leader of the earth, is the character of the people who have been our leaders, past presidents, but also mothers, fathers, church leaders, university presidents, and so forth. Having a president who is so defaulted of character would have an enormous impact on the character of America. And for me, that's the primary consideration.
Okay, now I don't know what he means by low character with President Trump. I have no idea what he's talking about. Do you? But he said he'll vote for Biden, not Trump. Biden supports abortion on demand. They even support post-birth abortion. That's just one issue. We could go through many other issues. Now, he may not mind the Mexicans and coming here and the other illegals from the southern border. His family did live in Mexico in some Mormon colony down there for a while when his dad was growing up. So he may have a thing for that. I don't know. But to say that you would vote for a Democrat over a Republican as a Republican, you really got to look at what that means. You're going to vote for someone who supports a 100% open border, that wants to legalize illegal immigration, that supports abortion on demand, even post-birth abortion. They call it partial birth. And there's many other things too. That's just a couple of the big ones. Includes massive taxation. Mitt Romney's going to support all that? Why? Because Trump is not a part of the political establishment. He's a petty little man, Mitt Romney. You wouldn't think so, right? He's worth $250 million plus. He never had to earn or work for any of it in his life. It was all given to him. But he's still petty, insecure, and pathetic. He won't be missed in the Senate. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where
I'm not in a good mood today. I mean, this stuff in the news is just really angered me, and I do not let these things piss me off because I don't like to be on the air talking about things when I'm angry. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at these stories, and I'm just fucking pissed. You know, I'm just sick of it. You know, you got Letitia James has added another $100 million in fines to this ruling against Trump. You know. No, it didn't slip, Brent. I said it. I said it with thought. Aren't you guys equally as pissed? In fact, not only did I not slip, I reached over and turned my mic down just to make sure it didn't go out over the air when I said it. I'm really pissed today. And it's very unusual for me to be pissed off like this. It really is. Oh, yeah, it's a great word.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show. Celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, we're back. Call us on hold, stand by. The air conditioning is not working here at the radio station, so it is. You know, when I come in the mornings, I turn the air down to like 69 or 70. You know, the radio equipment's hot. You know, we got computers going on and everything. And when I came in, the thermostat was 77 or 78. So as the morning goes on, it's going to get hotter and hotter. All right, now I'm going to tell you, just full disclosure here, today is a very bad day for the AC not to be working here at the radio station because it makes things a little more tense. And I'm in a really ticked off mood today about these things that are going on against President Trump. I really am, and that's very unusual for me. I don't like to get angry at these things in the news, especially when I'm broadcasting and talking about them. Okay? I'm not in this mood because the air conditioning isn't working. I was in this mood last night and this morning on my way here, all right? And it's just too much. Letitia James, who is arguably one of the most corrupt public officials in the history of the United States, and that is not in any way, shape, or form an exaggeration. Do you know that she has added an interest penalties to the Engoron judgment against Trump, another $100 million in that fine? It was 350 some. Now it's over 450 million. Another 100 million. And you know what she's planning on doing, don't you? You know what she's planning on doing? She's planning on getting going down to Trump Tower with a court order, of course, and seizing it. She has a plan to seize Trump Tower. And if she does, don't put it past her. If she does that, she will sell it off as fast as she can before Trump can respond. James O'Keefe, have you seen this new thing that James O'Keefe has out on Judge Engoron? Oh, it's beautiful. He got him in the gym and confronts him and such, but he has video before James O'Keefe started talking in the gym to Judge Engoron. He thanked him. He was undercover, even though he was wearing a James O'Keefe Media t-shirt, and he's James O'Keefe, he's his face. He goes up to Judge Engoron and thanks him for kicking the MAGA out of New York. And the judge says, "You're welcome." Oh my goodness. Isn't that something? But the other thing about the judge, though, in this James O'Keefe video that you won't see on television, because the television news is if it wasn't for Steve, we wouldn't even talk about the TV news. I must tell you. I'm so sick of it. The only reason I have cable is because it's bundled with my internet, and I've got Xfinity, and the internet it's like the cable's free with the internet. But this is insane. James O'Keefe has on video Judge Engoron, who's married, by the way, isn't he? Isn't he married? Judge Engoron is at the gym hitting on a girl at the gym. Married Judge Engoron is at, James O'Keefe has him on video, hitting on a girl at the gym while she's working out, and she's like disgusted by him and is like, "Leave me alone, go away." It's creepy. And it's nowhere. James O'Keefe has it and you can see it. I've never seen anything like it. What gives? And the media, this video of James O'Keefe, just the first 15 seconds of it is some of the most dramatic footage you've seen in a news story in years. And the television won't air it. And I know a lot of people say, well, who watches that? Well, that's just you being self-centered. Millions and millions tens of millions of people get their news and information from television news still. Not everybody gets it from the internet. And really, it works this way in so many ways still, that until something is on television, it's not real to a lot of people. But Judge Goron, I'm pretty sure he's married. Even if he's not married, he's an old fart. The girl's like in her 20s. You know, and he's coming on to her pretty heavy. And she's shaking her hands like, get away, you old creep. It's all on video. James O'Keefe's got it. And then James O'Keefe goes up and says, thank you for kicking MAGA out of New York. And he says, you're welcome. What the heck? In what world is that not broadcast in the news? Do people in the news actually think that they're in the news business? You know, I was talking yesterday about how Don Lemon made a settlement with CNN News, $24.5 million. $25 million CNN gave him to let him go. Okay? Brett Baer, who's had the worst cosmetic eye work I have ever seen. Do you know how you know bad cosmetic work? When you look at someone, you can tell they've had cosmetic work. You're not supposed to be able to tell. But, yeah, that's how you tell. That's how you tell. You know, he's got this house in Palm Beach that cost almost $40 million, Brett Baer, right? And that's not his only home, but that's the one he has in Palm Beach. 4 times what Judge Goron, who creeps on girls in their 20s at the gym, okay? Why do they pay Brett Baer so much? Why do they pay people like this so much? It's how they control them. They grossly overpay these people to control them. They've made deals with the devil. Now, our phones are very, very busy, guys. I'm going to take our break. When we get back, we'll take calls, all right? My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. So what's Brett Baer got to do for his money? He's got to go to Ukraine and do this propaganda tour, pro-war, pro-Ukraine, anti-Putin. That's how he pays for the place in Palm Beach. I mean, Don Lemon ticked them all off, and he still gets $25 million, right? That's how they control the fake news media, by overpaying them by millions of dollars. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We will take our last break of the first hour. When we get back, I'll go to the calls. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning. 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with years. Not anymore. It's all gone. Thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain system. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how's you doing?
My treatment is laser. Treatment is simple and no side effects. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with these. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help with.
Any joint I can do, shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up through the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642.
Florida truly is the Sunshine State, and it shows in everything we prep. To learn about what's in season, save recipes, and email me, Chef Justin, your culinary questions, join the Fresh from Florida Club at freshfromflorida.com/register. It's free and easy to sign up, and you'll be supporting your Florida farmers. Fresh from Florida, the Sunshine
All right, they got the air fixed.
A message from the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Florida Treasury Water, and this station.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom LaPorta at LaPorta Typical deposits other contractors want are 1/3 of the contract. If your job is $30,000, that's a $10,000 deposit. If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000. What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get a permit. In HOAs, much longer. If they need money for the materials, they don't have credit with the suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof you don't need. Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1988, and his services cover the East and West Coast of Florida and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too: residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602, 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All right, the AC is working. You know, I probably shouldn't tell people this, but I'll tell you guys. It's been a long time. You know what we used to do? We used to, when we had a studio we used to do the show from in Miami, and we would have a lot of guests in. And when we would have like opposing guests in, like we were going to give a hard time to, you know, we would turn the air off like an hour before they got here. You know why? Because the studios are tiny, right? And there's a lot of equipment around, and radio equipment. It's hot. You know, this is more high tech than we used to have. This was a long time ago, so the equipment was bigger and hotter and all that stuff. And they would get so hot, they'd get aggravated and everything. It would make the shows more interesting. And it was so funny because Steve and I, our shirts, when we'd get off the air, my shirts would be soaked. They would be soaked, and you would, all the way down my arm, all the way down. We used to do that all the time. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-465-2631. There's only 2 openings on the board, all right? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is James from South Carolina.
Hey, South Carolina. What's up?
Hey, that's just a question for you, man. What are we going to do when they're able to take Trump off? You see this ruling in Illinois?
It's Illinois, and he's not the judge. This judge, she's a real beaut. She ruled to take him off the ballot, but she she suspended the decision going into action pending appeal, which means he is going to be on the ballot.
So you think they should just overrule?
Well, the ballots have already been printed, and it's the primary, and Nikki Haley got all excited. The ballots have already been printed, and the primaries in March.
I just think they're going to be successful, man. I think he might as well.
No.
Another Democrat in the office.
Oh, really? You would do that? You would vote for Nikki Haley?
I mean, if she's the nominee. I mean,
why? Why would you do that?
You would vote outside the party. I mean, that's giving it to the Democrats.
If Nikki Haley, if they took Trump off the ballot, right, and it was just Nikki Haley, I would not vote.
And that's what you're telling all your listeners to do as well, not vote.
Well, no, I'm not telling that. Donald Trump is on the ballot and will be on the ballot everywhere. But no, I would. If Trump was not on the ballot, I would not vote. What would be the point? What is Nikki Haley? First off, she'd lose. But what is Nikki Haley going to do?
I don't think she'd lose. She's able to get the swing state voters and the
swing state voters.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this question. Maybe some people, you're in South Carolina, so maybe you got a thing for her, because she was your governor. But Nikki Haley, how can she beat Biden when she's lost to Trump 4 times? Actually, 5 times if you include. I forgot Nevada. She's lost to Trump 5 times already. How can she beat Biden?
Yeah, the only way would be to keep him off the ballot if she's the nominee.
Would that be a good thing?
I
You're thinking about it.
And
What do you mean? How is it a good thing to have somebody off the ballot?
maybe not off the ballot, but I mean, to have a candidate that's got a better chance.
Who's got?
Well, they hate Trump. I mean,
No, just because you hate Trump doesn't mean most people do.
Trump.
Yeah, you do. You're just
Trump.
yeah. You think it's okay for him not to be on the ballot? Who hates Trump? No. Slow down. Who hates Trump?
The rhinos, the corrupt media, everybody.
Okay, forget about the. Well, you're talking about Democrats hate Trump, right?
Right.
Okay, so what? The Democrats hate Trump. So what?
I just think with all this that they're doing, they're going to be successful at keeping him off the ballot.
No, in fact, they haven't been success. They tried to keep him off the ballot several times and have failed in every instance. And he's not off the ballot in Illinois. The judge is keeping him on the ballot. Okay, but you are aware that Democrats hate every Republican that's ever run for president, right?
Right.
So what's different about Trump then? You want to have somebody running that Democrats approve of? You're in South Carolina. Nikki Haley was twice elected governor. Now, she didn't finish her second term because Trump made her UN ambassador. Can you tell me something that she did in her 2 terms of governor that helped the people of South Carolina?
She did bring a lot of jobs to our state.
Tell me about that. What jobs did she bring to the state?
She was able to work a big deal with Amazon. She redid.
Tell me about the deal she did with Amazon.
I believe she gave them some tax.
You believe? What did Amazon bring to South Carolina that they would not have brought to South Carolina if Nikki Haley was not governor?
Well, they brought thousands of jobs. Because
what jobs? What jobs? What deal?
Warehouse jobs.
Warehouse jobs. No, that Amazon moved into every state. That's why we all have Amazon delivery. You can get stuff the same day. Sometimes I've ordered stuff when I'm here at the radio station. It's at my house before I get home in the morning. No, they moved into every state. That's not Nikki Haley. She was UN ambassador. Can you tell me something she did as UN ambassador?
I believe she left that job because she couldn't do anything.
So she did nothing. So really, you can't think of anything she's done. Amazon moved into every state. She didn't, not because Nikki Haley. They're in every state.
She sold her office. I mean, she became a millionaire.
She what? She became a millionaire? How'd she do that?
Oh, yeah, selling deals.
Oh, so she's corrupt. So she took bribes, you're telling me. She's corrupt.
Right.
So you would rather have her than Trump?
I would rather have her, man, but I'm being realistic. There's too many people that's going after Trump. I don't think he can overcome.
Let me ask you. What's your high? What is the highest level of education you've completed?
I've completed high school.
I am in shock. I thought you were going to tell me you dropped out in the 8th grade or something, because what you're telling me. No, I'm serious. I thought you were going to. This is amazing because what you're telling me makes no sense. You just told me that Nikki Haley is corrupt and took payoffs. That she became a millionaire through taking payoffs. And you would vote for someone that you believe takes bribes?
I would not break away from the party because I would be...
The party?
I would vote for the Republican Party, yes. I would vote for the Republican candidate.
Really?
Haley, Trump, DeSantis, Ramaswamy.
Really?
I would not stray from the Republican.
Oh.
That's what they're trying to do.
Before President, okay, now, perhaps you could tell me before. Now, slow. No. You listen to me. Before President Trump, let her run as a third party.
All that's going to do is take all the votes from Trump. I mean,
okay. So this is an interesting thing. Before President Trump, all right, because you say you'll always vote Republican. What part of the Republican platform did any Republican president before Trump accomplish? Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, for example. That's part of the Republican Party platform.
right? Which is one thing that's hurting Republicans right now.
Well, I thought you were that's part. No. That's part of the Republican Party platform. I'm asking you prior to President Trump, because he's got a lot of accomplishments, right? I listed one big one. I could list others. Give me an example of things from the Republican Party platform that Republican presidents prior to Trump accomplished.
You give me an example. You Republican all your life.
No, I haven't.
Well, what makes you vote Republican?
No, I'm not. You're not asking me questions. I've been, I asked you a question. You don't have an answer, so you're trying to turn it around on me. And the answer to the question is, you might be able to find something from Ronald Reagan over almost half a century ago now, right? Over 40 years ago. But the reality is, the Republican Party and the Republican presidents have been a lie. They've been in collusion with the Democrats. They've all been rhino Republican in name only. There's nothing on the Republican Party platform that George Bush 1 or 2 accomplished. Nothing, even though they promised to. Bush 1 even raised taxes.
So what I'm asking you today is if Trump is not able to, if he's not the nominee, he's not on the ballot, what should we do?
Not vote. Write him in, yeah, but either write him in or don't vote.
Or don't vote.
Yeah.
And then we have 4 more years of Biden and Harris.
You would anyway. Do you understand?
That's better than,
than Nikki Haley? Yeah, you said Nikki Haley takes bribes. So you said that, not me. You said she got rich taking bribes. Okay? So, no, I don't vote for criminals. I know, it sounds stupid. Even you're laughing at yourself. All right, yeah, all right. Oh, my goodness. That's South Carolina for you. All right, guys, if you're on hold, hang in there. I took that call at random. There's a lot of other people on hold. That was a good roulette wheel spin. There you got your low information voter. There you got your Nikki Haley voter. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. My name's Brian Craig. Our number toll free, 1-888-465-2631. 1-888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. Back to the calls after our top of the hour break. Don't go anywhere. Back right after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9.
Oh my goodness. I drink a 1-liter bottle of water every morning on the way in, and I forgot it today. So I'm like, I am so thirsty. Oh my gosh.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, reminded me to just refill my water right now.
Oh, boy, oh boy. Boy, the guy says she got rich taking bribes, but she's better than Trump. Florida tap water is fine. The bottled water is the biggest scam out there. It is the biggest racket. When I was growing up, only rich people drank bottled water. Let me ask you guys, do you remember what they used to call bottled water in the 70s and 80s? What was bottled water called in the 70s and 80s? Let's see if anybody knows. It was not called bottled water. What was bottled water called in the 70s and 80s? Perrier's a brand. No, not you can't drink distilled water. Collective Soul got it. Mineral water. That's right. We called it mineral water. Mineral water. That's right. Mineral water. Mineral water. In fact, if you even in Die Hard, when John McClane goes to the party, they ask him if he wants a mineral water. Remember? This is not tap water. This came out of the 5-gallon water machine. Yeah, they bottle tap water. Yeah. Here, if you look at the water you buy, it tells you where it came from. It's the biggest. It's a bigger scam than the pet rock. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll be back shortly, guys. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. And if you're already subbed, please like the video. That helps grow the channel. But I do buy bottled water. Every morning on the way in, I drink a 1-liter bottle of Fiji. I like the Fiji water, I must say. The Fiji water has electrolytes in it, which give you a little extra energy. That's why I like the Fiji water, the electrolytes. Hans Gruber liked mineral water. That's exactly right. Die Hard, the best Christmas movie ever made. All right, only one opening on the board. That's going to be on my headstone, because I think I say that more than anything else in the world. Only one opening on the board, and that's true when I say that. There is only one opening on the board. I take that back. There are now no openings on the board. Oh, my goodness. Do you guys feel dumber having listened to that caller I talked to from South Carolina? I do. All right, 1-888-465-2631. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yes, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, this is Joan from Tampa.
Hey, Joan.
I have a question. Do you know Trump Tower at 721 Fifth Avenue is actually a condominium?
Mm-hmm.
How can she take people's homes away from them?
Well, she could take ownership from the Trump organization. They've got some oversight. They rent out office space and such in there. You know, he's got a massive home in there and offices.
Right, but
I don't know. But listen. I don't know. But you know, it doesn't matter. Does Letitia James? Does she seem to go by what laws say, or does she just do? You know, she just does what she wants to do, regardless of the laws.
apparently apparently so, but I mean, these are people's homes, and
She doesn't care. She doesn't care.
range between 1,649,000 up to 10,500,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, as far as she's concerned, they're collaborators.
Right.
I mean, this is the thing with her. I think about this now. She has hit him up with $100 million in fines for failure to pay the $350 million. So he now owes $450 million.
I thought they were putting that like in an escrow.
Well, he hasn't paid it. So you think she's just going to sit around and not do something? She hasn't been on TV for a few days. And this, you know, she's got to do something to stay back in the news.
She's a wicked woman.
I don't say this lightly. She is the most corrupt law enforcement figure, because attorney generals are cops, right? She is the most corrupt law enforcement figure, I think, in American history, because I'm not saying there haven't been bad cops that have done things, but she does it on television. Usually, you know, bad cops frame somebody, they do it in secret. And what makes her worse are not just her crimes, but that she does it publicly. She's like fearless.
She's a wicked woman.
That's right, that's right. Isn't that a song? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. Good.
Hey, Richie.
I want to address the guy from South Carolina, okay?
Yes.
You go to Russia, and the United States can complain forever. Putin keeps getting elected because it's a corrupt election.
Mm-hmm.
Any communist, any South America, any communist place, the people don't have a right. They're communists. They don't have a right to vote for who they want. Now, if President Trump is, and you don't, by the way, if President Trump is pulled off the ballot, okay, that means we've lost the country totally. It's now communist. Because
when that Colorado, everybody knows all that, Richie. I'm not trying to be rude, but when that Colorado case was in front of the Supreme Court a couple weeks ago, even the Biden-appointed Supreme Court justices were siding with Trump. You could tell by their questioning of the lawyers. So he's not off the ballot anywhere, including Illinois, because the judge ruled he was off the ballot but suspended her own ruling pending appeal. So he's still on the ballot, okay? So it's not going to happen.
And in New York City, by the way, the lady just called up about the condominium. Do you hear anybody? The teacher James is just a figurehead. It's the Democratic Party of New York City and New York State. You hear crickets.
Whoever gave her the $15 million she's worth is who calls the shots. But the thing, here's the thing, okay? I have no worries, and I told you guys, President Trump doesn't seem worried. You shouldn't be worried. But here's the thing. If President Trump, I might be pissed off, which I very much am today, but if President Trump wasn't so popular, they'd be successful. Look like they are with Robert Kennedy Jr., right? They don't have him on anything hardly, right? He can't put together any organization. But Trump, his popularity is so overwhelming beyond anything we see in the polls. In the internal polls that they see, he's more popular than we even realize. And that's why they're not going to be successful.
You just brought up Robert Kennedy, although there are people that still love Robert Kennedy. And guess what? He's going to hurt Biden or whoever the Democratic nominee is. He's going to cut right into that. Mm-hmm. Robert Kennedy ain't going to take any drugs. He won't take any votes away from Trump. It's going to be whatever Democrat nominee.
Yeah.
And you talk about a corrupt country. I mean, you look, and I'm angry. I'm angry every day. So join my club.
Mm.
I mean, you have a guy in the White House now that's a zombie man that's being mocked all over the world from and we look like damn fools, and he's their nominee.
And I watched, I don't know why that hearing with Hunter was not on television yesterday. I mean, but I watched
next week.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know, but that should have been on TV. When I saw the press conference with his lawyers, and I didn't listen to what they say. Who cares? But you look at Hunter, Okay, and you look at his face. That guy doesn't think he's done anything wrong ever in his life. And when you look at Hunter's face, you're looking into the face of the dead. These people are criminally insane.
Prison. That man should have been in prison, but the man that's actually the president of the United States is not in prison.
Not only that, everything they own should be seized. It was all bought through straw purchases, and it was done through straw purchases made with corrupt bribe money. Everything they have.
The balloons that they run all over the United States from China. That's allowed.
Including the one this past weekend. Don't believe anything they say. That was not some guys that ordered a balloon off Amazon. All right, Richie, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
My name is Hey, my name is Larry. I'm from Alabama.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Hey, I was seeing, so that one guy that called in, he was from South Carolina. Y'all got a little bit of a tussle there. Did you get a little mad about that?
No, I didn't get mad. I didn't get mad at him, no.
Oh, okay. I'm not trying to pick on either side. I heard points from both ends.
Well, really, what point did he make? Tell me, you heard points from both ends. Tell me a good point he made.
Well, I feel like Nikki Haley, one thing, she did bring a lot of jobs. I would say you're from Florida, correct? Yeah, you're from Florida. The Florida people down there just aren't the smartest in the world, and I get that. And us here now.
What did you say? What did you say? Florida people are what?
The smartest around.
Are the smartest around?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. I mean, you talk, you let me talk.
No, I can do what. No, excuse me. No, this is a radio show. You're not hosting a radio show. I'll interrupt you. I'll interrupt you. What?
Who's that?
Connie.
Hello?
So shiny, bright, oh my God.
Hello?
Oh my goodness! That. By the way, I was going to get to this, but then things got weird. That was the same guy. Okay, I mean, I was going to get to that, but I didn't have an opportunity to yet. It just got too weird. I don't have time for that. There's important things going on. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh my God, Brian, it's Ben from Pompano. How you doing?
Hey, Ben.
You got a bunch of crazy calling this morning. A bunch of losers. I don't know what's going on. I was going to call and comment about the first comment you made of how, Republican AGs aren't doing anything, but I think these morons that are calling in, these inbred backcountry losers are, one of the problems.
Why do you say inbred? First time he called, he said he was from South Carolina. His second call, he said he was from Alabama. So I wouldn't. It was the same guy, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was two different people.
No, I was getting ready to get to that, but when he got weird with I guess he put on a phone sex person or something. Yeah, Mike said it's a phone. How do you know that? How do you know, Mike? But do they still do phone sex stuff? I didn't know they still did that. But then I had to let it go before I got to that point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't know why this guy is so determined to make his point. Because I haven't heard him call before, so I don't know why he's so determined to call you twice and push a point that really is idiotic. I don't know if he's related to Nikki Haley, why he has such a commitment to her, even though she's essentially a Democrat if she gets elected.
Yeah.
Her positions are almost. She's one of those people. I don't know if you remember after Uvalde, where a bunch of loser Republicans like John Cornyn just caved to the emotional manipulation, blackmail of the left, and just started passing all these gun-grabbing measures. She's one of those people that, when push comes to shove, she's just going to go full on with the Democrats, say she's protecting the Constitution, and the Marxists will completely take advantage of it.
See, this is the thing about Nikki Haley. The reason I know. Well, maybe I've been to South Carolina just driving through it a bunch of times on I-95. I don't think I've stopped for very long. I might have stopped to pee. That's about it in South Carolina, okay, at the gas station. Who stops in South Carolina? But I know that she did nothing in her 2 terms of governor. How do you think I know that, Ben?
I don't know if because you didn't want to stop.
No, she's been running for president for months, and she hasn't given us one accomplishment of hers throughout her entire life of holding public office. If she did something as governor that was noteworthy, she would be talking about it. So here she is running for office. You know, before she was governor, she was in state office for years, state legislature, and she was UN ambassador. She tells us she held these offices, but she doesn't tell you anything she did in them. You know, President Trump, you listen to him. I built the wall. I cut all that government regulation. I gave you the biggest tax cuts. I had gas prices. You know, all these things. I moved the embassy. You know, and Israel. You haven't heard her pat herself on the back for one accomplishment of hers because she has none. That's how I know she has no accomplishments.
I know. Every time you hear her talk, she's opining about, you know, some like issue like that's going on.
But she's such a bird brain that she doesn't know that. It's like Hillary Clinton thinks she's accomplished things. You know, the people. Yeah.
She's being propped up by money. I don't know why. Like she's still wasting everybody's time. You know, by continuing to you don't think she can get dominated more in these primaries, and then the next one happens, and you're like, why? What in God's name is she still doing in these, you know, races? And it just has to be, you know, she's being propped up with money. Man, it's just.
Well, another reason I know that we're doing very well. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 33. One liberal has called this program 33 times so far this morning.
Oh, my God.
33 times. And counting, by the way.
That's crazy. That's insane. You have nothing better to do?
Well, here's the thing. You know, this is what I tell people. When we're losing, the liberals call and laugh. Like, I remember when Obama got elected the first time. It was weeks of that. Just calling in, laughing, like the Joker. They were evil ass, but they laughed. When liberals start calling the show and misbehaving, that means we're winning. 33 times, by the way, 33 times in less than 33 minutes.
Recent ruling that's going to put Jack Smith, like it's going to delay his trial, like by wait.
All right. Hey, listen, man. All right, we're going to run, but take care. All right, we'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
To celebrate all my special occasions, Cafe Chardonnay is the place that I choose. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Dining at Cafe Chardonnay turns any ordinary evening into a special occasion. For over 30 years, Chardonnay features today's freshest local farm produce and seafood just caught from the ocean. Cafe Chardonnay partners with nearby farmers, ranchers, and fishermen to provide the highest quality ingredients, and Chef Frank's talent combines these fresh ingredients to create delicious, novel, exciting dishes.
Make every evening a celebration at Cafe Chardonnay, located in Palm Charts on PGA Boulevard in Detroit. Call 561-627-2662. 561-627-2662. Online at Cafe Chardonnay.
And be sure to enjoy a glass of wine from Cafe Chardonnay's legendary wine cellar.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Central Road.
It's getting hot in here. It's got to be like 85 degrees.
With delicious island-inspired cuisine, amazing live entertainment, spectacular ocean breezes, and a whole lot more. Just go to TrueOldiesFLA.com to register for your chance to win. And here's more great news. Make planning your next adventure in 2024 a breeze with Margaritaville at Sea's fan favorite Buy
What a... What a strange day.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True Oldies FLA.
All right, we are back. Call us on hold. Stand by. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas, our retirement expert here at True Oldies. I've learned so much from Joe Thomas. And one thing that just blew my mind about 401ks, you know that your employer gets a percentage, like a commission, gets a fee, gets a commission off of your money in your 401k? By the way, even if it's your ex-employer, the guy that fired you, you still have a 401k? Your old boss that fired you is making money off your money. That's crazy. That's crazy. Stop doing that. Call Joe Thomas. Talk to him about annuities. With annuities, your money's safe, unlike the stock market. I don't have 1 penny in the stock market. Not 1 penny. You know why? Because I don't gamble. All right? I'm not a gambler. We go on our cruises. I might walk through the casino, but I don't gamble. Unless I put a little coin in a slot machine from time to time. I don't gamble. Stock market's gambling. Annuities is safe. Your money is safe. And you can generate income in your retirement. Now, if you have money in a 401k, you call Joe Thomas. He can get that money out of that 401k into an annuity for you, and you don't even have to call your old human resource person, okay? The person that fired you. You don't have to call them. He'll take care of all of it. He's offering free phone consultations. You just got to mention that you heard about him here on the radio. His number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just get it from his website, jupiterjoe.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You're right to say that these people that are prosecuting Trump are the same people that were cheering on O.J. Simpson. Letitia James and Alvin Bragg and, Fannie Willis. All these people that are doing this are the same people that were cheering him on.
Yep.
Now as far as Goron, I just looked at a picture of him. He is not a good-looking guy. He's creepy. He's not a good-looking guy, and that woman, and that 20-year-old woman was right to push him away.
Yeah.
He thinks.
Did you see this video that James O'Keefe has of Judge Goron harassing this young girl at the gym? Have you seen the video?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! And and she's like waving her hands, like, "Get away from me, creep! Go away! No!" It was really creepy.
I mean, and here's how either dumb he wants us to think he is, that he doesn't know that that's James O'Keefe. James O'Keefe is very famous. He's known by his face, and this guy doesn't know that that's James O'Keefe.
Yeah, well, he knows now.
Yeah, he does. And that's the thing. These people are just that stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he sure is. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
It's amazing. Another judge that shouldn't be a judge. This guy is sick. This woman is sick in the head to do what she's trying to do, even though the Supreme Court, she knows, is going to say, no, you're not allowed to take them off the ballot. What's wrong with these people? I just don't get it, man. I mean,
they're corrupt. I'll tell you this. Like Judge Goron, okay, with this video, okay? Have you seen the video that James O'Keefe has yet? Have you seen it?
No, not yet. I'll watch it later.
Okay. I tweeted this, you guys, if you follow me on Twitter, Brian Craig Show. He's famous now, Judge Goron. So when you're famous like that, everyone's looking at you. And when he's going up to that girl, James O'Keefe blurred out her face, but you can see her body. She is in perfect physical condition. She's no older than like 30-ish, but she's probably in her 20s. He is a grandpa. He's a married man. He's got his muscles showing, right? Because he's at the gym. He thinks he looks hot and built and everything else. But even though you can't see her face, you can see her body. She's waving her hands. No, get away. Even though he knows everyone's watching him now because he's trying to use his fame to get lucky.
Yeah, you think, well, everybody wants to be with a celebrity, so here we go.
Well, not this girl at the gym in New York.
No, she has a little bit of taste, and she has good vision. Anyway, this Nikki Haley is probably so happy. Oh, he's going to be not on the ballot again. Nikki Haley reminds me of a drunk at the bar, wanted another drink, and there's no bartender to tell you, listen, you had enough, go home. This was the money that she wasted to be on this last campaign. All that money would have been so much better, millions and millions of dollars.
What makes you think she wasted? It depends on what your definition is of waste.
What waste is when you spend money and you don't get anything out of it.
What makes you say she didn't get anything out of it?
She lost. I can get anything out of it.
No. Because there's a whole racket that's going on, okay? With campaigns. First off, the people that do the fundraising. Do you know how fundraising's done? It's a commission sales job. When you raise money for these candidates, you get a commission on the money that you raised, and it's high commission. So that's and then when you do an event, you've got to rent out space. Someone's got to get paid. You got to have chairs. You got to have transport. A lot of money is made, and candidates, they get paid. I knew a guy who ran for Congress. I lost track of how many times. He never had a chance of winning, but it was lucrative. It was like a job. He made a lot of money. I haven't heard from him in years. He's probably retired off of the money that he made. Okay? There's a lot of money that's made running for office, even if you lose.
Well, maybe that's only reason she'd keep running. But, man, she's embarrassing herself. But I guess for the money it's worth it. She's not going to make money any other way, I guess. So she has to do what she has to do. But, it'd be nice to see her decide that she had enough already and let President Trump take over. And it'd be nice. They're really nice. And the other thing is, we're losing Mitch McConnell. Like you was mentioning before, too bad he's not also taking some of these political, like Schumer.
Well, this thing with Mitch McConnell, by the way, Trump got rid of him. You think it's just a coincidence that he resigned the day after Ronna McDaniel was fired by Trump at the RNC? It's not a coincidence. President Trump is cleaning house, and he is draining the swamp. So the Republican never-Trumper establishment, look what they've lost. They lost the RNC, which is all the money, massive, to the Trumps, and now they lost the Republican never-Trumpers, lost the Republican leader in the Senate. So how much you think about that? Trump did that.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping there's a lot more to go. Like, what's his name?
I know it's not being presented that way, and I don't buy this story about his sister. He says he's stepping down because he's grieving over his sister-in-law. His Chinese sister-in-law died in a car accident in Texas a couple weeks ago. That's got nothing to do with it.
Nothing, 100%. I think he knows that he's finished.
No, Trump got rid of him. Trump got rid of him, just like he got rid of Ronna McDaniel, just like Trump got rid of Kevin McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
All right, take care, Doug. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Ryan Gregg.
SCREENLESS.
Okay.
That call really 30 whatever times? Oh, Lord.
Look.
No, I believe it. It's insane. Yeah, holy crap. It's a sea of red.
There's 3 pages of it.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's going insane. Him trying to act like he's from some... I like how he said Floridians aren't the brightest bunch, but literally...
I knew it was him before I took the call because I saw his number.
I know, it still makes me laugh because he tried to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
And he's not the brightest bunch himself. He says we're not the brightest bunch.
Ugh. Oh, I gotta pull this up. Hold on.
Get one free sale. Whether you're looking for a quick weekend getaway to some or family fun on a longer vacation to Key West in Mexico, Margaritaville at Sea's got you covered with cruises for two starting at just $99. Use your savings to splurge on exclusive Grand Terrace suites aboard the all-new Pilot and save up to $1,500. Unlock the ultimate license to chill and book your ticket to paradise today at margaritavilleatsea.com.
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Lisa, and my husband and I received our My Pillow 2.0 that we ordered with Kane the other day, the buy one get one free, and they're our first My Pillows, and we love them. We absolutely love them. They're just absolutely marvelous. Yeah, I'm so glad. I got slippers on the way too.
Go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane and check out KANE and buy your My Pillow 2.0. Right now, buy one get one free. You can also order by phone.
I had to go tell Mike something that I couldn't say on mic.
Brian Craig here.
Oh my goodness, we're so late on our breaks. I'm like 10 minutes behind on the break.
Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions
lab test nows around, those are the only two on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Bramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call any lab test now of Boca at 561-237-50.
His air conditioner is working. Mine's not. It's like a meat locker back here. And here, I'm in a sauna. All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm about to play something that's incredibly disturbing, so just to give you a warning, it's good. It's very disturbing. Liberals are sick, twisted freaks. Lincoln Riley, murdered by an illegal who says he's from Venezuela. Did you see this video of the mayor of Athens, Georgia? Oh my goodness, this is so sick. This is so twisted. Now, this is where Lincoln Riley was murdered. She's out jogging. She gets murdered. She'd be alive today if it wasn't for Joe Biden and Mayorkas. It's true. So it's important to point out this guy's a white Democrat, liberal mayor of Athens, Georgia, where Lincoln Riley was brutally murdered. He has a press conference, and there are some citizens from the town there. And they're pissed. Listen to this. This is sick. This liberal mayor, in the aftermath of the brutal murder of this young girl, this student, he's defending the rights of illegals. And the people of Athens, Georgia are pissed. Listen to this. What a sicko. All that buildup and it didn't play when I hit it. Here we go.
Is the expectation of human dignity. While 2019...
Okay, now, he's talking about human dignity in regards to our attitudes towards illegals. You know, like the one that murdered brutally Lincoln Riley.
Humanity is the expectation of human dignity. While 2019 was not that long ago, you might remember the dynamic we were living in the late teens in this country, where you had the President of the United States speaking in the most vile terms about people who were foreign born. And you had that notion metastasizing.
Okay, now I want to keep in mind, First Lady Melania Trump is foreign born. He does not have problems with people that are foreign born. He has problems with criminals who come here illegally and murder American girls.
Is the expectation of human dignity. While 2019 was not that long ago, you might remember the dynamic we were living in the late teens in this country, where you had the President of the United States speaking in the most vile terms about people who were foreign born. And you had that notion metastasizing in places like Charlottesville.
This is an invasion! When I was younger, I was a criminal. And you know what I thought about doing? Crossing the border to Mexico to get away from my crimes.
Son, I'm going to ask you to leave.
Jesus Christ, he saved me, and I don't...
Now, I want you, listen to this liberal do-gooder lunatic with his Trump derangement syndrome. He doesn't want to deport criminals, but he wants to deport this man from his press conference. Right? I must deport you from this press conference. You're opposing me. But Lincoln Riley's killer, we must treat with dignity.
While 2019 was not that long ago, you might remember the dynamic we were living in the late teens in this country, where you had the President of the United States speaking in the most vile terms about people who were foreign born. And you had that notion metastasizing in places like Charlottesville.
This is an invasion! When I was younger, I was a criminal. And you know what I thought about doing? Crossing the border to Mexico to get away from my crimes.
Son, I'm going to ask you to leave.
Jesus Christ, he saved me, and I no longer live that lawless life, which you do.
Son, I'm going to ask you to leave.
You are lawless, Mr. Mayor.
I'll be glad to schedule some time with you if you'd like some individual time.
Yeah, I'd like to spend some time with you.
Let's do that, but I need to continue.
I have a question.
Sorry.
I'm with
So
three
are you
people. I have a
going to the
question.
resolution? Is that still in place? Does that get the impression this is a sanctuary city?
What?
No, you can't call it that under Georgia law?
What we wish to do is dignify everybody's humanity. There's nothing in that resolution
No,
that
that's not
creates...
the law. You took an oath to uphold the law, not your feelings or nor your opinion.
Chief, I don't know if
That's
you're-
what you're upholding. No, sir. You're talking BS to us right now.
I need to answer one question at a time.
Right here, sir. Alex
I'm going to continue my answer from a moment ago, and then I'll get it.
You called me a white supremacist in your resolution.
Well,
That was not nice to me, was it?
What we wish to do...
This is America still.
What we wish to do
Okay. All right.
is to understand...
Talking, if you'll call upon me so I can ask some questions.
is to understand that those families that are here came here under less than ideal circumstances. I've outlined my desire for better federal legislation that would standardize the immigration process. We've not been living in that environment. I mentioned I was a career educator. I've worked with a lot of students and their families in this community, and the practical reality is that those families tend to be blended amongst a variety of immigration statuses. We want to create a stable environment for people in our communities. And when that community is disrupted by hate or vitriol, that's not a safe environment for their school children and their families to live in.
Now keep in mind, this guy here, he wants Lincoln Riley's killer to be treated with respect, and his family too, that are here illegally. You notice how quiet it got? He sent the police to escort out of the meeting the people that were opposing him. You don't think this is a dictatorial, communist, Marxist society we're living in right now? He just deported these people from his meeting. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll take our last break of the second hour and be back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6.
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Great. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, this morning I want to talk about, that there are mistakes that we can make financially, and there's a whole bunch of them, but just to highlight a few, of course, just not investing your assets properly and not having an advisor who can guide you to, dealing with your risk tolerances. Another one may be just not having the right insurances to manage the risk that we all have in life for various reasons. And then, of course, one of them that we deal with is dealing with the issues of long-term care. And certainly one way to deal with that risk is having long-term care insurance and the right long-term care insurance and the right amount of it. But the reality is that most people don't either have it or don't have enough of it. So the other part of long-term care planning is to make sure that you understand that there are options available for government benefits. So what I would really say is one of the biggest mistakes you can make financially is getting and taking the wrong advice about this, because so many people, when they hear this, they tune out because the word is Medicaid, and they're like, oh, Medicaid's not for me. I have too much income, too much in assets, and that I don't qualify for that because somebody out there said, oh, you can't get that. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes you could ever make, because that could be the difference between protecting everything and losing everything, when all you have to do is get the real information. And that's something that we offer. We will do a free review of your current situation, look at your family dynamics and your assets and your income, and see what's going on. And we will be able to tell you either A, you're in position that you can qualify, B, you're not, or C, there are things that we can do now to make sure that you can qualify in the future. And that's something that's very important if you're concerned about running out of money during your lifetime.
That's absolutely correct. And by the way, what Attorney Barry Siegel is talking about here covers both nursing home care and at-home care. Okay, and it's absolutely amazing, and I think all of us in Florida know people who have families have gone really bankrupt because of home care or nursing home care. I mean, what's the average nursing home cost in Florida these days, Barry?
You probably can get into one for roughly $10,000 on the low end, and some are $15,000 a month or more.
Wait, a month?
A month. Imagine that coming out of your bank account every single month.
Well, it wouldn't take many months for me to be destitute. I mean, that's insane. So this Medicare coverage, though, covers that cost.
Well, the Medicaid can cover the full amount.
Wow.
Minus the income, and shelter some an income. So if your income, even if your income's whatever it is, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month, would we rather pay that, or would we rather pay the full $15,000 a month?
Yeah, this is a no-brainer, and you don't want to wait until you're at need. It's best, obviously, when you're not in need of this care to take care of it. But I know families are in crisis or about to approach crisis. Call the Siegel Law Group. Remember, it is a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. When you call, let them know that you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio. Okay, here's the number. And no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. 855-FLA-3782. I remember when I was in middle school, my grandfather, they were looking at nursing home care. It was like $2,000 or $3,000 a month then. This $10,000 to $15,000. You got to be a multimillionaire. Come on. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel will finish out the week tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much.
Back after this.
The social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Hey, Renee.
Yeah, so, I'm getting a kick out of hearing you white supremacists lose your shirts over all these black people taking Trump to the cleaners. You got Alan Bragg, Letitia James, you got Dr. Yusef Salam.
Who's that?
Tried to kill the Central Park Five. Now he's a councilman.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Take Trump out. And how you people are just losing it.
Central Park, I'm not a New Yorker. I'm a Floridian. But this Central Park 5 guy that's on the city council in New York, didn't he, like the rest, confess?
No, he didn't, which I know you'd love for him to have done it. No, he didn't.
Oh, the other one's confessed.
Kid. And you people tried to pressure them to confess.
You people.
He never.
Every documentary I've seen or story I read said the Central Park 5 confessed.
I'm sure that's all you heard. But he didn't, and he's free, doctor, and your people tried to kill him. Back in the day. But you can't get away with that anymore either.
What's wrong with you? I want you to think about yourself a little bit. I mean, Renee, come on. This is 2024. This racial world that you live in ended before you and I were even born.
You love Trump so much.
No, excuse me. We're not talking about Trump right now. We're talking about you who are living back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s in the Democrat-controlled South. When is that, this racist country that you live in, could you share with this audience, Renee, the last time you faced racial discrimination from a white person?
Well, you see, I live in Harlem, and a white person would have to be really brave to try and...
Harlem's no longer a black neighborhood. Spike Lee's griped about this, but so you don't have an example throughout your entire life of when you've been racially discriminated against because you're black by a white person?
Oh, man. You want me to give you a sob story?
No, and I don't want a story. I want a true account of the last time you were racially discriminated against because you're black by a white person.
Well, okay, I'll give you one. My ex-wife and I were in the village, and we were smoking a joint.
Oh, okay, so you're breaking the law. Okay, so you were in the village, and this is before marijuana was legal?
Listen.
Now, excuse me. This is before marijuana was legal. So you and your ex-wife, boy, she had some good sense to get rid of you. You and your ex-wife were in the village doing illegal drugs in public. Okay, that's okay. Then what happened?
Boy, you talk too much. Listen, the problem is, she's white and I was black.
Uh-huh.
The cops, they let her go forthwith. They just like, oh, you can go home. Me, they had me go down to the station, and the cops made sure they had to like give me an anal exam before they put me in the holding pen.
Okay, slow down. Okay, the couple things here. So this is interesting. Now I know why your wife left you. Yeah.
What happened to your kid?
If
Mexican. He's not even a Mexican.
Uh-huh. I know you want to change the subject. You want me to hang up on you. Not going to happen. Not yet. Don't worry. Hey, listen, we're almost up against the top of the hour, so eventually I'm going to have to go because of time. You and your wife were out in public doing an illegal drug, smoking marijuana out in public. The cops let your wife go. They picked you up, took you in. A good husband at that point would be very happy that they are taking the heat for their wife, but not you.
Yeah.
No, not you. You're ticked off about it. Now I want to know, what year was this, by the way, around about?
Oh, this was about, what, 15 years?
15 years ago. Okay. So 15 years ago, you said, and interesting how you just took another person's story and turned it into yours, which is because you're lying. You said that you were, and I apologize to the audience for the language I'm about to use. You said that you were anally violated by the police, is what you told me.
Violated.
You said you were anally violated during a search.
Damn, they made me drop my pants and they were looking up my butt.
Okay. So you were violated when you reported this to the NAACP, and they brought the discrimination lawsuit against the police department of New York. How did that play out? What was the result of it?
Who told you? You talk too much. First of all, the cops are as racist.
No, I didn't ask about the cops. I asked about the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And certainly when you were victimized by these racist cops, right, and you were anally violated by these racist cops, certainly you reported this. Oh, you didn't go to the NAACP. Okay, so you must have reported it to the NYPD Internal Affairs Division.
Oh, right.
So you didn't report it. So this is interesting. This is amazing. So you allowed two racist, sexual, deviant New York cops to remain on the beat? You didn't report it to Internal Affairs or the NAACP? Did you call Reverend Sharpton in New York City's office? Did you let him know?
You know what my solution is to the cops?
Your solution was to allow these racists to remain on patrol. And it's been so long, they're probably retired here in Florida. Why did you allow these racist, sexual, deviant police officers to get away with their racial discrimination and allow them to continue discriminating against other blacks? What was the name of that guy in New York that they used the broomstick on?
He's a Haitian.
Yeah, not Diallo. Diallo was the one that they shot, right?
One time.
Yeah. I like how you took part of your story is from that guy with the broom. I know that story about that. I just can't remember the guy's name. It's been a long time. You just made that up. Shame on you. You just made that up. Anyone who was violated, like you just said in this fable, you would report it. And you know what? You'd be retired in Harlem doing really well because you'd have gotten a big payout, especially after the Diallo era and all that. I mean, why? You know, if this country is so racist, why, when I ask you to give an example of you being discriminated against by white people, do you have to make up a story and add stories from other incidents into this fable? Yeah, because, listen to you. You're telling, you want people to believe that you went through what you went through and you didn't report this? You would have hit the lottery. You would have made millions of dollars. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well.
So then why didn't you report it? Then tell us why you didn't report it. No. Why did you not report it? Why did you not report it?
This is once again. Listen and shut up and listen. This is a racist country, and things like that don't get obliterated or obfuscated. They're let go. Like you said.
You know, if the story's true, which it's not, you're the one who let them go. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll apologize to you if you can black out your name. If during the top of and if this incident happened, you would certainly have this. DM me on Twitter the police report. You said it was 15 years ago. DM me your arrest record, your report. Black out your name at the top. I'll apologize. Oh, yeah, because it didn't happen. Shame on you. Shame on you. Yeah, you made up a story. Made it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cute.
Well, you didn't report it. Why thank you for your call. Why would you, and I mean that this time because he illustrated, something there through my questioning. Anyone believe that he would not have reported that? Are you kidding? Come on. Phones are very busy. Hang in there, guys. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. 1-888-465-2631. Back after this.
WSFS 104.3.
Abner Louima, thank you very much. Yeah, Louima. He took a portion of Louima's story and turned it into his. They anally violated Louima with a broomstick. Louima, thank you very much. Abner Louima. I thought Louima was the one in the vestibule that they shot like 100 times, but. Yeah, the guy Diallo got shot with the wallet. Louima's the guy with the broomstick. Yeah. Wow. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be back in 54 seconds.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Hour number 3 has begun. Calls on hold. Stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve joining us. Hey, Steve. All right. Yeah, it was Diallo with the broomstick, and Louima was the one that got shot with the wallet. Renee?
Yes.
Renee took Abner Louima's part of his story and tried to turn it into his fable. Oh, my goodness.
Puppy.
Yeah, he should be ashamed of himself. He really is. That's just good. I was just reading the squad, some of the squad, made a secret trip to Cuba. Ilhan, Omar, and J-Pal. They went to Cuba. This is in the Daily Mail. Mystery surrounds a secret trip by squad members Ilhan Omar and Pamela J-Paul to communist Cuba. They were there the same time that Russia's foreign minister was there. And no one knows why they went. I've got a theory on why they went. And I don't know that this is true, but I'm putting together some things. Remember when President Trump took out that Iranian general that was organizing all the terrorism around the world? Remember this when he was? I remember this. It was pretty. And he didn't tell Congress. You remember that, Steve? The reason President Trump didn't tell Congress is because he didn't want Ilhan Omar and other members of the squad to tell Iran, okay, that the attack was coming. That's why he didn't tell them, okay? And my guess would be that Ilhan Omar went down there to check in. In Cuba, she can communicate more freely than she can in this country. They went down there to communicate with someone. And Russia is allied with Iran, so there's some connection between that. I don't know for sure. That's just my guess. Could you imagine? I mean, she just happens to be there the same time as the Russian foreign minister with all this business that's going on. There's something very sneaky about that. All right, our number is 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Did you have somewhere you wanted to go, Steve, or no?
No, I'm just diving in.
Okay. Well, okay, all right. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll get to the calls as fast as we can throughout the morning. I've covered a lot this morning. I'm not going to do any recapping. Let's just take some calls. I'll do some recapping later. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Mike from Houston. How are you?
All right, Mike.
Hey, this kind of touches on what you were talking about earlier today, but it kind of also goes off into left field. But I'm talking about like the general repugnant behavior of the left. And I don't know if you've been watching what's been happening on college campuses recently, where mobs show up and shout down speakers that they feel, that they have a grievance against. Like Charles Murray, for example, who wrote The Bell Curve.
Mm-hmm.
From the activist Riley.
That guy's still around, the Bell Curve. I haven't heard about that since the 90s.
He just did with Stossel. He just did an interview with Stossel a couple of days ago, and he recapped a incident that happened on a college campus. I got the impression it was fairly recently, and it was his way he related it. It was terrifying. They were basically chased into a small room. He, in fact, the dean who was trying to help escort him out of that building away from the mob was physically assaulted and received a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
And then Riley Gaines, she was physically assaulted at the speech she was giving.
Not only was Riley Gaines, not only was she assaulted, she was held hostage for ransom by students. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. And the campus police dropped the complaint.
Yes.
Well, it's basically, even though there were witnesses and videography. And so what I'm getting at is that basically, you know, here are these institutions that are supposed to be open to free-minded thinking and free speech and that kind of thing, and that they're tolerating it.
Well, first of all, hold on. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, but since when were universities in this country not just liberal radical places? I mean, where I don't now this was before my time, because you know I was 4 years old when Saigon fell. Okay, but so I just know it through history books and documentaries on TV. But I don't remember any pro-war student groups being welcomed at the universities in the 60s and 70s. They've always been. Why do you think the universities are so radically liberal?
Well, I think it's been I really don't know, to tell you the truth.
I'll tell you why. Because they're stupid kids that don't pay their bills. They still live off mommy and daddy. Okay? And I know we've got a lot of anti-Semitic Muslims we've seen lately, you know, and stuff like this, and some radical BLMers. But most of them, when they get out into the real world and have to start paying their own cell phone bills and things like this, they'll become conservative.
Right. Yeah, and I agree.
They'll grow up. They're children.
Yeah, what I was going to point out is that, I went to a fairly conservative school, by the way, up in Northern Virginia. But, I forgot the point I was trying to make now. Oh, well, I don't understand why this is being tolerated, because, you know,
Listen, we've got problems. I mentioned this a few weeks ago, and I want to bring this up again, because Charlie Kirk is one of the most important people in this country, okay, Charlie Kirk. There's been a new poll out that shows that Trump is leading among Gen Zers in the presidential polls, which is amazing. That's all Charlie Kirk has done that. And I saw Charlie Kirk, he sends kids, mostly girls that are good looking so people will talk to him, and interviews college students. And he sent this one girl to a university and ask the guys at the university, if they have sex with a transgendered woman, are they gay? And a transgendered woman's a woman that has a penis, okay? And they went around, if you have sex with a transgendered woman, a woman with a penis, are you gay? Everyone they interviewed said, no, that does not make me gay. So, you know, when you're dealing with universities around the country, you're dealing with liberal-minded people for the most part. But they're not all liberal-minded. The conservatives keep their mouths shut because they're afraid. More of them are conservative than you think.
Is that they seem to be using the college campuses recently as a lab. Because they know they won't be held accountable. They know they don't have to worry about a violent pushback. They know they won't.
The anti-war movement in Vietnam was all based at the universities. Pretty much. It expanded beyond. So that, you know, the Marxists have always done that. You know, Fidel Castro started the Cuban Revolution at the University of Havana. The universities in this country have always been where the communists go to radicalize. And so things are worse now, I will say, because, you know, they have these radical Muslims and BLMers like this gay woman that was running Harvard and things we've seen. I'm not saying the leadership in the past wasn't as radical as it is today, but it's really nothing new. Why do you think the bell curve guy and Ben Shapiro and all these people, why do you think they go to universities where they're run off and stuff?
Yeah, I would hope it would be to have their voice heard, but it's for the publicity.
Correct. You know, why do you think we don't have college kids as guests on the show?
Probably because they're still sleeping in.
No, seriously, think about it. No, it's funny, but no. We got to have college kids here.
I don't know.
Because who cares what kids think? I used to care what kids think. You know, when do you think I cared what kids thought?
when you were a kid.
Correct. Now I don't care. You know, they used to do, you know, I remember when I was young, I used to watch Kids Are People Too, and they would have these youth panels and stuff on TV. You know, who cares? You know, when I see a youth panel on TV, who cares? They're kids. Who cares what they think? They don't know what they're talking about. It's stupid.
Like I said, I'm just worried that it just seems, because I lived through the Vietnam era also, and yeah, I do remember the riots on the campuses, but it just seems to me that what we're seeing now, and maybe it's just, you know, the internet and, you know, information overload, you know, maybe it's just from my perspective, my lens, but it sure seems awfully coordinated, and it seems awfully
yes.
organized. And,
yes.
And I can't help but feel like, okay, this is coming to a campaign trail near us one day, very soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Similar tactics. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I want.
All right, take care. All right, good to hear from you. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Hey, it's Scott from Margaritaville at Sea. Make planning your next adventure in 2024 a breeze with Margaritaville at Sea's fan favorite buy one, get one free sale. Whether you're looking for a quick weekend getaway to soak up the Caribbean sun or family fun on a longer vacation to Key West in Mexico, Margaritaville at Sea has got you covered with cruises for two starting at just $99. Use your savings to splurge on exclusive Grand Terrace suites aboard the all-new Highlander and save up to $1,500. Unlock the ultimate license to chill and book your ticket to paradise today at MargaritavilleAtSea.com.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. I am pleased to say our relationship with the Steve Kane Show and the show's listeners keeps getting stronger and stronger. The Steve Kane Show listeners are truly the best customers we have ever had. They are courteous, intelligent, honest, and quite a joy to work with. We have completed thousands of projects for the listeners, from repairs, single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches, with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay, and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. So come on, and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602, or find us on the web at LaportaContracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
When you do lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office of one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now of Boca at any lab test now of Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca, any lab test now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world.
All right. We are back. I'm Brian Steve Kane here. Very important question. Are you in pain? Well, then go see Dr. Appleton. You know, his laser wave pain treatment works, guys. It's worked on me 5 times, and it can rid you of your pain, can rid you of your suffering with so many different types of pain. Herniated discs, rotary tears, plantar fasciitis, fibromyalgia, spinal stenosis, sciatica, tinnitus, knee pain like I used to have, neck injuries, back injuries, post-surgical swelling, repetitive motion injuries, strains and sprains, arthritis, bursitis, work injuries, sports injuries, and so many more. If you're in pain, stop suffering. Go see Dr. Appleton. His laser wave pain treatment works. And it works because it actually repairs the damage that's causing the pain. That's why when he's rid me of pain 5 times, the pain hasn't returned. It's absolutely amazing. And, of course, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. Give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. Give them a call and say bye-bye to your pain. All right, I want to play this audio. This is, it's in Spanish, so I'll translate the Spanish part for you. Not that I can understand it. It's, you know, they have a transcript here. Rachel Campos Duffy from Fox went to the border and asked illegals at the border, all men. She asked these illegals a simple question in Spanish. Who is best for illegal immigration? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Have you seen this, Steve? Oh, this is good. Yeah, Rachel Campos Duffy, she asked the question, who is best for illegal immigration, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? She's asking the question to illegals at the border who have just illegally crossed into Estados Unidos.
¿Quién es mejor para el inmigrante ilegal? Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. And ¿cuál es mejor, Trump or Joe Biden?
Joe Biden, de igual manera.
Joe Biden. Trump or Joe Biden?
Joe Biden.
Trump or Joe Biden?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Trump or Joe Biden?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. We're asking for Joe Biden to help us accomplish our dreams here, and so we can get ahead.
Okay, that's what they told her. So, so the illegals for Biden at the southern border. Isn't that nice? That's awesome. That should be a campaign commercial. I hope President Trump has seen that or just heard it just now. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're all right. How are you?
Hey, I got great news for you.
We always need great news.
This is your last call to the show? What's that?
Great news. You know what? Guess what? I got the best aid in the whole world.
You've got AIDS?
I said I got the best aid in the world.
Oh, the best aid in the world. Oh, okay. What makes her the best? Other than she's there listening and you're sucking up to her. Oh, great.
One, she loves Trump. Number 2, she cooks, she cleans, she does every single thing I ask. I couldn't be more blessed than anything in the world.
That's good. Well, that's good.
I'm as happy as ever, and she's watching she just cooked me some breakfast.
Well, good. All right. Well, thanks so much. Okay. Well, no, the reason he brought that up is he used to have an aide who hated Trump and was abusive to him because he is MAGA, if you remember. Yeah, he used to call in about his abusive aide. She was very abusive. She wouldn't bathe him. She wouldn't feed him. She wouldn't help him go to the bathroom, anything, because he was MAGA. But she was in her phone texting all the time. So, President Trump just had not just a victory in Michigan, he had a massive victory in Michigan. And on these election nights, I watch the coverage on CNN more than anywhere else. And the reason I do is I do like they didn't do it so much the last two primaries, but John King's got that county by county map, and I like seeing all those counties go to Trump one by one. They don't do that anywhere else. I kind of like watching that coverage. It's fun. And I also like watching the Trump haters on CNN get physically ill when Trump's winning, and they're just sick about it. But Lee Zeldin was on the other night talking about Trump's historic victory in Michigan. Do you know Ronald Reagan didn't win Michigan in 1980? He's doing better. He's outperforming Reagan in 1980, Donald Trump. But anyway, this is CNN. They're talking about how the president performed in Michigan this week.
There's a big enthusiasm gap. If you look right now, there's 26, 27% of the vote in between the Democratic turnout, the Republican turnout. The Republican turnout is right now far trouncing the Democratic turnout. And that's the percentage of the total vote that we're waiting to come in. It'll be interesting to see what comes in from Wayne County. Yes, I get that. But President Trump's number at the moment is actually more than all of the Democratic Party primary voters together. So I would say that President Trump, when looking at the amount of people who are coming out to vote for him tonight, would be very encouraged by the amount of votes that he is getting compared to all the Democrats who have shown up.
We got to go. Unscheduled break. We got to go. Truth, news being reported. We got to go. That's Anderson Cooper, by the way. So Donald Trump got more votes than all the others combined in Michigan. I mean, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And we need Michigan, And the thing about it is, and when this is going on, Anderson Cooper's there, and I forget the name of the girl that has no lips that Trump cleaned her clock during that town hall and everything else. And David Axelrod's there. They're not even commenting. They're sick. They're physically ill listening to this news. And he says the blue wall is gone. There's no blue wall in Michigan any longer. Michigan has fallen. It's now MAGA. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. Once, twice. Okay. See, they're even in shock, Steve, at Trump doing so well. The performance that Trump is doing around the country, it's a miracle. Look at what they've done to him. They've got these court cases that are ongoing. That's all that's in the news. There's nothing in the news other than these court cases.
To be leaning in the direction of Trump.
Yeah, and then yesterday, Mitch McConnell was fired by Trump. I mean, make no mistake about it, Mitch McConnell didn't just wake up and say, I'm some old fogey, I'm no longer going to be the Republican leader in the Senate. Trump has defeated the Republican never-Trumper establishment. He took over the RNC, he got rid of Kevin McCarthy, he got rid of Ronna McDaniel, now he's gotten rid of Mitch McConnell. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. It sure is. And I know no one other than me is giving Trump credit for it. It is not an accident. It's not a coincidence that Mitch McConnell is stepping down from the leadership position the day after Ronna McDaniel was fired at the RNC. These are not accidents. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here, of course. Our number is toll-free. 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening to us. 888-465-2631. We'll break and be right back.
Making morning radio great.
Whoa.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Enter this country illegally. What, they're going to start shooting illegal aliens? When you enter this country illegally, number one, you have no right to be here. No right. That's the truth. And number two, when you're caught committing a crime, as this man was, drunk in public twice, and one time.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you guys what I'm looking at when we get back. Wow. It's got to be like 85 degrees in here. That's pretty high. It hasn't come on. It hasn't come on.
I don't get it. I came in to feel it, and I'm like,
No, it's hot in here. It's hot in here.
No, so air conditioning isn't working. You turn it on, it was like 76 or something like that when he tried it, and then he put it down and it just stayed the same.
And when more people come in, they'll fix it.
But yeah, right? Anyone wants to start complaining and only two in the building. I go back because I wish that studio worked because I would just put you in that studio.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot in here. It's really hot. Not only is it hot, because the air's not working in here, it's really stuffy. I mean, there's no air circulating. I would take heat. Mary Williamson, thanks for that. That's awesome. Thanks, Michael. My wife picked out the shirt. The fan would make too much noise. It would interfere with the mic. It is really freaking hot in here. It's got to be like 90 degrees. It is really freaking hot. Well, that's okay, MAGA Russ. Yeah. I'm not a fan of your shirts either, whatever they are. I like my shirts.
Celebrating 47.
All right. Callers on hold. Stand by. We'll go back to the phones in just a moment. I got an update on a story that I was talking about earlier. This is something else. And, you know, the media just tick me off that they don't cover this. Now, I was talking to you. Did you hear me talking about this James O'Keefe video earlier, Steve? Okay, I got an update on this, and this is insane. So, if you're on hold, hang in there. Let me recap, and then I'll give you the update. James O'Keefe, who is the great investigative journalist, he's got a new piece out on Judge Engoron. He's the creep judge in this Letitia James case against President Trump in New York. And everybody knows he goes to the gym. And he's got video of him hitting on this young woman, even though he's married, Judge Engoron. And here's the update. He's wearing, and you can see this in the video, he goes up to the girl, okay, and he's talking to her. James O'Keefe has now, when I say girl, she's in her 20s, maybe 30, okay? He has her face blurred out. You can see her body, and you can tell by her body, I mean, she's got a perfectly fit body. So Judge Engoron has targeted her, and she's moving her hands like, no, 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 no. She is sitting on a workout machine. He is standing. Judge Engoron, I tweeted this story, guys, okay? The girl is sitting on a workout machine facing the judge. The judge is standing up. He is wearing, this is the new part, and this is in the story, it's detailed. He's wearing sweatpants with no underwear and is standing at attention, if you get my drift, and it's pointing out of the sweatpants. As he's talking to her, and that part of his body is equal to the girl's face that's waving her hands, get away from me, creep. People in the gym have said that Judge Engoron does this often, wears the sweatpants with no underwear and walks around with, if I have to dump this mic, just bang on the window, an erection. Can you say that? You can say erection. Okay, I just want to make sure. Judge Engoron has an erection that is pointing through the pants, the sweatpants, as he's creeping out on this girl on the workout machine, and his crotch is equal to her face. James O'Keefe has video of this. Witnesses in the gym say he does this all the time with the girls at the gym. Why is this not on television? This is a perversion. Anyone else would be arrested for this. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, yeah. You had a great call yesterday. Oh, you heard about that?
No, I heard it. You know, I finished my call, and then the dog was giving me a bad face, so I had to take him out for a walk, and I came back, and I was back on the air again. So but then I didn't turn the phone off.
For those who missed yesterday, Brian from Deerfield butt dialed us. And by the way, you were on hold for quite some time before I took that call, and then and you didn't know it, and you were talking about Steve and me and the show to a lady. I don't know who the lady was, but anyway. Okay, better hope it's your wife. The way, you know. Yeah.
I played it back for her too. She thought it was fun.
So here we have Judge Engoron walking around with an erection and no underwear through his sweatpants, creeping out on girls on the gym. Why is this not on TV? I mean, you're telling me that. I mean, can't you get if I went to UFit and I had an erection sticking out of my sweatpants with no underwear, and I'm coming on the girls, would they not call the police?
So, it's a decent exposure, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, and he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah. But these guys, it's so sick. They know in this media that they can do whatever they want. It's going to be hidden. They're going to be protected. But it's getting through. People are seeing this, and it's having an emotional reaction on people now, on the electorate especially, because this is just sick. So this is the guy who's making decisions on Trump's future.
It should at least be in TMZ or something. I mean, this is, and James O'Keefe's got the video, but my guess is this is not going to get much play and zero. If there was a Trump judge who was behaving this way, believe me, it'd be everywhere. If this was Clarence Thomas, it'd be all over the place.
And that'd be the end of his career on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
It's just sick.
This and I'll tell you something. There's this trend going on online of girls trying to set guys up, creeping on them in the gym, right? Here we've got Judge Engoron, the most high-profile judge in America today, creeping on girls, and the girl is waving her hands, get away from me with that thing, and media blackout.
I mean, I used to see characters like that on Mad Magazine. Remember that? I don't know if it's still out now, Mad Magazine. I mean, it's just strange and weird, and now you got a video to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people got to take a look at this stuff and see who's. This is our judicial system.
Now, this article with the video and photographs is on the Gateway Pundit, and I did tweet it, so you guys can go and look at this for yourself. I'm not making this up. I mean, this is insanity.
It should be out there.
Her face.
Well, her face is blurred out. James O'Keefe blurred out her face, but she's moving her hands like both hands. No, get away from me. No. You can tell she's like trying to wave him away, and I'll tell you, this is borderline sexual assault. If I walk around with an erection and I go up to strange girls at the gym, and it's sticking at, with no underwear on, and it's pointed at them while I'm coming on to them, have I not committed some type of crime? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. Maybe Letitia James can get the sex crimes unit into this.
You think that the gym would at least cancel his membership?
Cancel his membership? Oh, that's a hard penalty. They got $450 million judgment against Trump. But, Judge Goron, cancel the gym membership? Oh, my goodness.
I got to say, that of all the information I saw come out, I saw a great interview with Lord Trump about the early voting. I saw the results of the Michigan election. But the biggest thing I saw, when they show the poll and that Trump's making his inroads in the 30 and under crowd, I said, my God, this guy's amazing. There's no ceilings for this guy.
No.
30 and under crowd tend to be more militant, you can't tell them anything, and they're going for Trump.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
And that is Charlie Kirk is doing amazing work for President Trump with young people.
He is knocking down doors and barriers, and I actually think, usually the young people don't vote. I think they're going to come out en masse and vote this time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Maybe the big shocks of the election coming up. But that was stunning. 30 and unders, they're set in their ways, they're arrogant, they're not out of school that far, long ago, and they've changed their views on Trump.
That's right.
This guy's amazing.
Yeah, he is. All right. Well, I look forward to your next call, the butt dial call of the day. That was a great call. I love that. That was one of the best calls we've gotten in a while. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Wellington.
Yeah, we know who it is. Liberal Al, yes.
Last time.
Shocker, he calls in when I'm talking about the judge creeping on girls, and all of a sudden Al's on the line. What a shocking coincidence.
A lot before you were talking about that.
No, you weren't. I put you on hold when I was talking, but no, you were not.
Okay. Anyway, last Friday, when you asked me constitutional questions, I made a mistake of not drinking my Bang Energy drink prior to calling you because you're asking me, 13, 15. You've asked me these questions before, and I've answered them.
Now slow down a second here. Okay, Liberal Al, he does something that no other caller in the history of radio has done. What was that energy drink? Where'd you get it? See, he sets up, Liberal Al sets up deals with businesses that he will give them commercial plugs when he calls in. And that's why he's laughing. You think, yeah, we've caught you doing this. Remember you used to talk, some bagel shop you used to do it with, so you can get a free breakfast. It's pathetic. I know. Now you do spots for them when you call in. Anyway, what's on your mind? You got to talk about Friday. You got to talk about a call from 6 days ago.
Well, you guys are into the Alabama decision that the embryos being hijacked in Alabama. I'm sure you guys are in favor of that, right?
What they've said in Alabama is that embryos are people, and you just can't throw them away.
Yeah, so take a biology class because obviously you didn't take it as.
Oh, okay. Tell me about embryos. Tell me about them. Educate me.
40% of embryos are not viable.
Really? So that means 60% of embryos are viable.
Possibly viable.
Okay, so the majority of embryos are viable human lives. That's interesting. So you agree with us then?
No.
No, you just said 60% of embryos. I don't know anything about biology. You say you do. And you say 60% of them are viable human beings. So you agree with us.
Not been touched by, those embryos have not been touched by sperm yet, so therefore they're not human beings.
Uh-huh.
I mean, please.
How do you create an embryo without sperm?
But they haven't.
Women don't create embryos on their own. The egg has to be fertilized.
Direct with the sperm.
See, I just think women tell you these things so you'll stay away from them. You can't have an embryo unless the egg has been fertilized.
Frozen and in a clinic.
Al, listen. The last thing anybody needs from you is sex education. Because other than that prostitute in Costa Rica, I doubt you've had it.
That's good. That's good.
It was good. Yes, it was. And on that note, we'll take our break and be back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking?
Metals looking very strong today, and nicely up yesterday also. We've got gold yesterday at $4.50, closing at $2,034. Silver was up 5 cents, closing at $22.44. Platinum was down $12 at $8.76, and palladium lost $10 at $9.08. This morning, the rally continues in gold, up $9.50 at $2,043.50. Silver up 10 cents at $22.55. Platinum gaining $4 right now at $8.80, and palladium up $20 at $9.28. So gold very, very strong, heading back up towards that 250 range, and also maybe to even new highs before this next couple of months.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw this story yesterday about cryptocurrency. One of the big crypto exchanges, some technical thing happened, and people's cryptocurrency just disappeared. I don't know how that would work with gold and silver coins and bars. There's stuff that doesn't exist except on some digital thing. I just don't get it. Now with with gold and silver right now, you were telling us the other day when it comes to gold that the gold kangaroos are really good buys, as well as the gold bars. When it comes to silver today, what's looking good? What can I get the most silver for my money with?
Well, the 100-ounce bars are still the best buy you can get, but that's for people who are looking to stack up some serious quantity of silver. But if you're looking for smaller quantities, you can get 1-ounce rounds, very reasonably priced. You can get many of the government issues now are way back down to the premiums being in line or lowest we've seen in a long time. 90% silver is also a great buy. So we've got it all, and we've got it all in stock. And the crypto thing reminds me of the reason why we own gold. It's the only real money you can own, and it's the only real money you can have in physical form. And we remind everybody, always take possession of your precious metals. Do not let somebody else hold them. You must have control of these assets, and that's the main reason for owning gold. It's tangible. It's stood the test of 5,000 years of time, and it's something you can count on.
That's right. It's the only real money in the world, okay? And William Youngman opens up at 10 a.m. You can stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. Call him toll-free, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, and online, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, we'll finish out the week tomorrow.
Okay, have a great week.
All right, back after this.
Show is on the air.
All right. Sex ed from Liberal Al, Steve. Oh, my goodness. Now, maybe, I don't know. You have to have, how do you create an embryo without fertilizing the, I don't know. He's got some weird things going. Who knows, Steve, with all this pronoun stuff. There's some things that are pretty important, though, that I want to touch on. But first, I just want to tell everyone about this incredible offer from Sloman's that you want to take advantage of. This is for a limited time, okay? It's a total home security package. that they're going to give you for free, valued at $1,500 with professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen keypad, a motion detector, 10 entry points, a lifetime service plan, professional installation, and backup battery. It's amazing, okay? You'll also get a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Marie Peterson, Arizona.
Yes, Arizona.
Thanks. I love your show, Brian, but President Trump told us that we, and when he, I think his acceptance speech of in Iowa, that we should not be, we should become united. And I'm a Latter-day Saint, a Mormon, and I love President Trump.
Yes.
I don't think we should be fighting against each other. We need to be united.
Well, I think that's what we're doing. We're trying to do that. But, look, I'll give you an example. Letitia James, that settlement against President Trump was $350-some million. She's added another $100 million to that in interest and fines since the decision. So now President Trump has a judgment against him in New York of over $450 million. So we've got to expose these people. We've got to expose these people. We've got to talk about it. We just can't say we're united and ignore what they're doing.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. We can't be fighting against each other about race, about religion, about our sexual preference. We need to be united and just working together. And I met Romney. I think he's a disgusting man.
Yeah, let me play. I'm going to play that clip again. I played it in the first hour, and Mitt Romney is he's typical of the Republican establishment. Let me play this. He gave an interview yesterday.
For Donald Trump over Joe Biden?
No, absolutely not. I mean, for me, there are two factors in deciding who I want to have as the leader of my country, and the person.
It's Mitt Romney's country, by the way. In case you didn't know, I thought it was our country. It's his country. I'm not going to play the rest of it. He says he's going to vote for Biden over Trump. I mean, that means he's voting for abortion on demand, high taxes, no southern border. I mean, how can he call himself a Republican? I mean, that's less than a rhino. I mean, you'd be voting for somebody, forgetting about the crimes and such, just from a policy position. Biden is a radical leftist, and Mitt Romney's going to vote for that over Trump because he doesn't like Trump personally?
I think he's jealous of Trump.
He's jealous, yeah.
I think he's mad that he didn't get to be president. He's jealous of President Trump.
Well, it's hard to feel sorry for Mitt Romney. His net worth is over $250 million, none of which he worked for or earned. He inherited this, right, from his connected. How can I feel sorry for a guy that's worth $250 million? Sorry he didn't become president. We got lucky.
But I think he's probably a corrupt man.
Of course he is.
Who knows how he got his money out?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people do know this. But, Obamacare, he was the architect of Obamacare. It was based on a health care policy that he crafted when he was governor called Romneycare. And a lot of people assume he was the governor of Utah. That is because he's Mormon. He's the senator from Utah. That's not true. Mitt Romney was the governor of Massachusetts. So how do you become governor of such a radical liberal place if you're a real conservative Republican? It's not possible.
He flips all the time.
He's fake. He's like Nikki Haley.
He's fake.
He's like Nikki Haley.
Yes, but there's millions of Latter-day Saints, Mormons who love Trump and who are voting for Trump.
Well, why do you think he's leaving the Senate? He's not running for re-election because he's going to lose. He would lose re-election in Utah. That's why he's not running. So he's been rejected by the Mormons.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's Trump. has a very special mission. No one else can do this. He's been born for such a time as this, as the scriptures say. And he's the one that's going to help save our country. Of course, the Lord, with the Lord and what patriots can do. We need to all save our country. We need to.
Well, I got, things, this is going to be tough. Letitia James, she's racking up this interest every day. So it's already another $100 million, right? Before you know it, it's going to be $500 million before we know it.
Poor Trump.
It's like 100,000 a day or something. I can't remember how much it is. At some point, Letitia James is going to try to seize Trump property. Either and she might try to take money from his bank account, or she might try to seize Trump Tower. But Letitia James is going to make a move at some point in the near future to seize Trump property in New York under her jurisdiction. It's just a matter of time, and it's a shame.
And how will that play out?
I don't know, Steve. The way things are going in New York, she might be. I mean, she could come in and take Trump Tower, and if she takes property, if she takes physical, I don't think she wants. I think she wants property more than money. Okay, because the property is, she can make a visual out of that. If she went to like this judge in Goron, walking around flashing girls and hitting on them in the gym, and he gave an order that she could seize Trump Tower, she would do it, and she would start selling everything off immediately that she could to try to humiliate him before he had a chance to stop it. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but she's getting ready to make a move.
She is.
She wants to wait until it hits $500 million or $1 billion, but she's going to make a move.
That's probably true.
I know.
Do you think she'll get away with it?
I haven't seen anything stopping her yet.
They haven't taken his property yet.
I don't know. I'd like to say no, but New York. Look, it's New York. Illegals beat up cops and they don't even send them to jail. We're talking about New York. But I don't know. I mean, thanks for the call. That's. I was in shock yesterday when I heard how much that fine has gone up to now, over $450 million. I mean, it's going to be $500 million in days, maybe less. I don't know. It's going to be $500 million before you blink.
That's true. You would think that the Don would have a plan.
He's trying. I mean, but New York is corrupt. Now, I want to tell you guys that if you or someone you know is suffering from neuropathy, call Lighthouse Medical. Lighthouse Medical can help you no matter where you're located. They understand that if you have neuropathy, you probably have a difficult time traveling and can't make it into the office. That's why if you can't make it into their office, they can still help you, no matter where you are in the country. The neuropathy treatment works. It's rid Steve of his neuropathy symptoms, and I met many of our listeners who have had the same experience, okay? Give them a call. When you call, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. Then you get to take advantage of the no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Their neuropathy treatment works. I've seen it with my very own eyes. Okay, not just on Steve, but listener. There was someone that came to Wings Plus a few weeks ago. They were so grateful. They wouldn't have been there if it weren't for Lighthouse Medical. Give them a call. 754-222-6642. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Lynn from Boynton?
Yeah, go ahead, Boynton.
Hey, yeah, good morning. Hey, I'm interested in the thing you just commented about Letitia James trying to acquire property. And did you know she was already a landlady? That she has 3 properties that she rents out? And 3 townhomes, 1 condo, and I'm not sure what the other one is. One's in the Bronx, one is in Brooklyn, and one is, I forget where the other one is. So she makes about $200,000 a year on the rent.
How'd she afford to buy those on a government city salary? I don't know.
What happened is she also got money from Schwab, and there was another guy who gave her $40,000. Loros, I think, L-O-R-O-S, maybe.
Sounds like Soros.
Soros, that guy.
Oh, that guy. Oh, Soros gave her money. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, great. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is JJ from Ask.
Hey, JJ.
Quick one on Letitia. Well, I was thinking about Letitia, and she's worth about $15 million. I think about 65 years old. So if you go by, she started at 25. Say 40 years. To get to $15 million, that's $375,000 a year that she would have to bank every year for 40 years to get to $15 million bucks. If she's renting a few properties here and there, whatever, all I know is the math doesn't add up.
No, she's a crook. She's a crook.
Audit would be a beautiful thing, and I think she has opened herself up. All of them have, because to me, this is all conspiracy to commit fraud. You can't charge people with crimes that don't exist. You can't seize people's property like what she's doing. And I think, in the end, I mean, obviously, I believe Trump's going to win, but I believe these people are setting themselves up for a lot of pain.
But if she seizes his money or property, it's not going to be easy to get it back. Hey, we're out of time. Thanks for the call. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be back tomorrow. And don't forget, Friday is open phones, meaning any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. That's tomorrow, Open MAGA Mike Friday. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Some great calls today, and the show just flew by. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
WSFS 104.
All right, guys, I got to run. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and if you're already subbed, like the video, guys, all right? I'd appreciate it.